Frustrating game tonight for the 76ers as they lose the Raptors 121-112. Very disappointing game. It just was kind of annoying to watch. Now, granted, the Sixers are not healthy right now. When have they ever been the last 7 years? But it's just not an excuse for a game like this. I'm going to get into it, everything. So going into this game, no Kelly Oubre, no Paul George, no Joel Embiid, no Adem Bona, and Oubre is going to miss at least the next 2 weeks. Bona's going to miss at least the next 3 games. I'm sure George will be back for maybe tomorrow, if not this weekend. Embiid, who knows? He was originally questionable for this game, just downgraded out, so hopefully he's back soon. I don't know. I'm going to give a quick game breakdown, all my notes from all 4 quarters. So in that first quarter, if you guys have been listening to the podcast recently, I've been praising Dominic Barlow for his defensive presence and how he kind of looks like Wemby. Not anywhere near Wemby, skill-wise, obviously. But it doesn't mean he's a bad basketball player. I really like what I've seen from him. He had an insane block to start the game. It was awesome. Managed to get a hop from 3 early. What else is new? We were trailing 33-28. We had 8 turnovers in the first quarter, which led to 12 points for the Raptors. In that second quarter, Jared McCain heated an early 3. Finally good to see him hit some buckets. Jabari Walker hit a 3, giving us a lead, forcing a Toronto timeout with 9 minutes left in the quarter. I wrote down this because after this, and this was the story of the whole game, this was before they just continued to do it throughout the rest of the way, that there was just times we looked completely dysfunctional on offense. And the Raptors continue to have good possession after good possession, and even when they miss these shots, we were bound to continue to stay down just because of how we were playing. And we were just having trouble. The Raptors were playing tight man defense all night as soon as we passed half court. And for whatever reason, we just completely struggled with it. You know, there were times where VJ Edgecombe would break through and had a couple dunks. Same thing with Tyrese Maxey getting to the cup. But the Raptors were willing to give away some of those possessions because they just had their way with us like that for the most of the night. And, you know, getting to that, Edgecombe did have a big dunk, and Maxey did hit a big 3, go back-to-back. And it puts us in front with a couple minutes left, and we go into the half leading 56-53. But I'm not even saying this is an exaggeration. At this point in this year for Sixers fans, 14 games in, you know the third quarter is pretty much going to be a disaster. And this third quarter really made me angry. This was just stupid, very bad basketball. Again, if you've been listening to the episodes, I've been trying to keep a close eye as to why the third quarter struggles continue to happen. And I mean, the reasons are there, but I just don't understand why. It's just more turnovers. It's bad defense. It's bad transition defense from our turnovers. It's bad fouls. It's everything. And this third quarter was no different. Raptors go on a quick run. They go up 5, and we call a timeout with just a couple minutes into the quarter. Sloppy possessions, bad fouls, and the Rats win the bonus with 9 minutes left in the quarter. The bonus, 3 minutes in. Can't happen. I wrote down a couple sequences here. We miss a layup. Ingram hits a 3, and then we turn it over again on offense. We miss an open 3. They hit 1, and they go up 9. It's just little things like that that's completely changed the tide of a game. Where a game could be a 3-point game because we have an open 3. Instead, 2 seconds later, we're down 9 because we can't get back on defense either. It's just embarrassing. It's turnover after turnover. Raptors go up 13. It gets even worse, and then all of a sudden, the quarter ends. We're trailing 97-82. 8 turnovers in this quarter, leading to 15 points. I don't get it. I just do not get it. It's 27 points in the first and third quarter because those are the 2 worst turnover-wise. 21 total turnovers in this game, which is a season high. And we just continue to dig ourselves too much of a hole. It gets to a point where you're playing a good team, and the Raptors are a good team. I don't think they're going to make a run. They're 10-5 right now. They look pretty solid. They're very fundamentally sound from everything that I've seen from them. The couple times that we played them, I kind of like what I see from them. I think they're a pretty solid basketball team. But again, I don't think they're going to make a run or anything. They just play good on both sides. And that's why they beat a team like this that's completely dysfunctional. And again, I know we're missing our players, and I think we just have more talent than this team flat out when we're healthy. But yeah, it's just these games shouldn't even happen. And we dig ourselves this much of a hole going to the fourth quarter. It's not going to matter when you play good teams in the fourth quarter how well you play if you just completely give them a complete hill to stand on after the third. So going into that fourth, we got within 7-8 minutes left. Grimes hit back-to-back threes, and we cut it down to 3, which is pretty cool. And then it just went to you-know-what from there. The big note from me in this quarter, we just continued to give them open look threes. They were doing the same thing. They were just setting one pick, point guard, shooting guard, forward, whatever, whoever it may be, just run or cuts across, takes an open look three, and they made it pretty much every single time. we just could not. I don't know why the off man on the screen was not trying to get a hand up in his face a little bit more. There was just too many defensive lapses. It was just bad. And this was the story throughout the whole game. So yes, our offense was clicking more in this quarter. It just doesn't matter though. When you get outscored in the third by 18 points, you give up 44 points in the third quarter, you're going to lose a lot of basketball games. And that was the case in this one. So just a really frustrating loss. You know, I saw something on Twitter the other day about how this offense is even worse than it seems, and it's just Maxey just kind of doing everything he can that makes it look a little bit better. I'm starting to think that a little bit, you know. I have been very pessimistic on the podcast about the Sixers this year because, again, 8-6. I think if you told me that in the beginning of the season, I would have signed that in blood, considering how last year went. So, again, it's still, in the grand scheme of things, not the end of the world, and I know we're not healthy. But just, this is just so preventable against a team that's a good team, but I just don't see it as a contender. So, unfortunate stuff. Getting into individual player performances. Tyrese Maxey, 24 points, 8 of 14 from the field, 5 of 9 for 3. He continues to knock down threes at an elite rate. 9 assists in this game as well. He had some really cool finishes at the cup. BJ Edgecombe, 21 points, 8 of 20 from the field. He had some cool finishes as well. 4 assists, 3 steals, 2 blocks, so some good defensive numbers there. Andre Drummond, 10 points, 12 rebounds, 4 of them offensive rebounds in his minutes. Obviously, he's getting a lot more, considering there's no Joel Embiid or Dembona right now. Dominic Barlow, 5 points, something crazy. He only played 17 minutes. Justin Edwards, 8 points. Off the bench, Trenton Watford, 9 points. Jabari Walker, 9 points. Nothing too outlandish from either of those guys in this game, except for Jabari Walker, some offensive rebounds. And Quentin Grimes, the dog on the bench, 21 points in 32 minutes, 7 of 15 from the field, 4 of 8 from 3. Again, he kind of got us back in this game until it went for nothing. So, and Jerry McCain, he had 5 in this one. So finally gets in the stat sheet. But again, just a bad night to go against, you know, Brandon Ingram, who's pretty efficient, 7 to 10 from the field, 22 points in only 31 minutes, 5 assists for him. I don't know. The Sixers, this is one of those games that's just really annoying to drop because 21 turnovers is completely unacceptable, especially when you shoot 40% from 3. You should win most of those games. But yeah, that's going to do it, guys, on that game. I'll break down the schedule. Tomorrow we play the Bucks at 8 o'clock on the road. It should be interesting, especially coming off a back-to-back. We had the Heat on Sunday at home, Orlando at home on Tuesday, and then next Friday, we play the Nets on the road. So 4 teams in conference coming up. Nets are pretty bad, but Orlando, Miami, Milwaukee, those all 3 teams are going to be in the mix, come closer to May. So a couple big 3 games here, a couple big swings we could have here. So we'll see what happens, but as for now, it's not looking too good with our injury status, as I broke down earlier in the podcast. Sixers currently hold the 7 seed at an 8-6 record, but the Celtics and Magic, who were the 9 and 10 seed, both have an 8-7 record, and the Bucks, who were the 11, would have been the 11 or 8-7 as well. So as announced, tight race. We'll see what happens. It's very early, but yeah, guys, it's gonna do it. I'll recap the game tomorrow.